This is Robert Bob Cox, but I'm going to call you Bob because I've known you for a long time, and I'm Nina Hanchett.
Yes.
And we're going to be about 15 minutes asking questions. If you have any questions about the questions, you let me know.
Good.
But they're, as we kind of talked about, they're pretty straightforward. So, what is your background, Bob?
I went to the University of California and then on to Armstrong College. I majored in business administration with a focus on personnel management, or today they call that human resources. Went into the automobile parts business for a dealership that had just opened its doors. I was there the day it opened, and 24 years later, we were the largest wholesale parts business in the Bay Area.
My goodness.
Rather proud of that function. Shortly after it was sold to a conglomerate, I moved to another dealership here in Sebastopol, so I had to look for a new place to live and found Cloverdale and love it up here. So
How long ago was that?
yeah, I retired from there in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
And you've been in Cloverdale?
since December 2001,
Okay.
so 15 years.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Goes by in a flash.
it does.
Bob, you already sit on the city council, but why are you seeking another seat, another term on the city council? You're not going to get two seats.
I don't want two seats. One is plenty.
One is ample.
One is plenty. I would like to continue with my work on the council because there are some projects that have been before me, even before my days on the city council. The Planning Commission, we approved at that time the Alexander Valley Resort project, which
It's about
goes
the time
back-
that you moved here.
Exactly. And so that's a project I would like to see to come to fruition because I do believe in that project, however it turns out to be. It may or may not be a golf resort. It could be something other than. There's also a project that I'm very deeply concerned about, and that is the relationship with the Latino population here in Cloverdale. It's always been a favorite project of mine, and I work very closely with them in many of their projects, the Binational Health Fair, the Familias in Positive Action, which is a program by the county that I sit on and work with them for affordable housing problems, rent control, that kind of thing. See what we can do for them and bring them into mainstream Cloverdale.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, what makes you a good candidate for the job?
Experience.
Experience.
I think experience. 3 years on the Planning Commission, 6 years now on the City Council. It would, for someone other than me, it would be a learning curve because it isn't just 2 nights a month at City Council meetings. We have, as part of the City Council, we are on subcommittees which meet here also. But I'm a director of Sonoma Clean Power. I'm a director of the Russian River Watershed Association, and not more importantly, but definitely more impacting, is a director of Sonoma County Waste Management Agency, which is going through some tough times right now, and I would like to see that come to fruition.
Gotcha. So that kind of leads me to the next question. What 2 areas, you mentioned a number of areas, what 2 areas do you see yourself making the most impact while serving?
I think the county directorships that I serve on helps me to present Cloverdale in a good light to the rest of the county. I work well with council members from all the other 9 cities, as well as the Board of Supervisors, and I'm very proud of that fact. Other than that, I'm still working on economic development, which I think this leads into probably
I think you've seen these questions before.
a question, but as one of my projects outside of the council was Cafe, which was the Cloverdale Alliance for Financial Education, which two other fellows and myself organized about 7 years ago, which devoted itself to microenterprise development. And proudly to say, we put about 11 businesses here in Cloverdale. Microenterprise business is a business of 5 or fewer employees, with one being the owner. And we have window washers, we have house cleaning services, we have jewelry makers, glass blowers, gardeners. We're very proud of that fact. And so when we say economic development, I started at a very small level, and that's the backbone of our country, is small business.
Is Cafe still in existence?
Unfortunately, the three of us, the co-founders, kind of went our separate ways for different reasons. One had to move out of state. The other one was involved in another situation. And it left me alone to handle it, and with my duties as a city councilman, just couldn't. So it was taken over by Community Action Partnership of Sonoma County.
Okay.
And where it is today is kind of nebulous. We're not sure. But I still am involved with our prior clients from Cafe, so I'm very proud of that.
That's great. I know some of those people, and that gave them a nice, solid start. How do you keep your constituents informed today, and do you see that changing in the future, or?
Well, I looked at that question. I saw that question, and I thought, well, I am not a social media type expert. I'm not tech savvy. If I have something that I want to get out to all of the city, I will go on Facebook and say something. But I'm more proud because I am available. I'm in town, I walk the streets, I see people in Ray's, I see in CVS, I see them in restaurants, and I'm always available to chat at any moment. So they can contact me.
You continue to do that.
Face-to-face is my favorite way of communication.
Okay. So we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about your experience. We've talked about the things that you're passionate about. Are there things that you would like the voters to know that they may not already know about you?
Those that don't know me should know that I seek out people who have differing opinions than myself, because I can learn from those people, and I have learned from those people. And I do disagree with some people, but I still call them friends because we have that kind of relationship. Those that may not vote for me in this election, I still would count as friends of mine. So I think that is something that needs to be learned.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add, Bob?
Just that I love this community. When we first moved here, we were looking for a place in the North Bay to move to, and first looked in Windsor, and that builder, the timing wasn't right for us, but they suggested to check in Cloverdale, where the builder would be breaking ground soon. So we found our way up here, and we wanted to find out a little bit about Cloverdale. We parked downtown. It was a weekend, I believe, kind of quiet at that time. And the first person we encountered was like a 10-year-old fella who's out of the blue just said, "Good morning, how are you?" And right then and there, you couldn't say, "Hey, this was the place we
That
wanted
was
to
a
be."
10-year-old.
It was not prompted by anyone. He was by himself.
Well, that was a good omen then. Huh?
Yeah, it was, and we're glad that he was there then.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Bob.
You betcha.
Appreciate
Thank you. Appreciate this opportunity to
Yeah.
let the folks know a little bit
And
more about
maybe
me.
some of the people that don't know you, an opportunity to
I think
share
there
with
are a
them.
few.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
I keep reading the police log, and the names that show up there, I have never met those people. Maybe thankfully.
That's a good thing. That's another way to know your community before you move here.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
I'm happy to do it. Yeah, this is enjoyable. And again, I love this community. Yeah, it's my passion.
Love it.
Yeah. all
Thank
right.
you, Bob.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.